Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for what is episode 8 of this Journeyman series. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do that for me and hit the like button on the video. It does help the channel grow and shows me that you like the videos I'm putting out. Just a word on the videos, if there is any Football Manager related content you would like to see me do, such as rebuilds etc, please let me know in the comments and I'll make that happen for you. Anyway, enough of all that, let's get in to episode 8. So episode 7 saw us just missing out on the playoffs. I felt it was a good season as we were a newly promoted team in a new division. The board and fans weren't so happy, they were expecting promotion. I felt the expectations were way too high. They didn't sack me. I thought they were going to, but they didn't sack me. However, they cut the wage bill from $9,000 odd a week to $7,000. I would have had to sell all the best players just to get by. We wouldn't have survived, we wouldn't have got in the playoffs, which is what I wanted to do second season. So I did feel it was just time to go. They offered me a new contract, I didn't take it. So I am now unemployed looking for a job in Journeyman. My job search could take me anywhere in the world. It's exciting times. Let's see where we end up. It was the 10th of October before I got my first job offer, and it came from Blackleopards of the DStv South African Premiership. The club was sitting in 12th place in the league with just 5 points from 6 games. In the interview, the board stated all I needed to do was keep them up this season, so I awaited news on whether South Africa was my next journeyman destination. Blackleopards approached me with a 2-year contract on £1,000 a week with a transfer budget of $725,000 and a wage budget of just over $15,000 a week. They expected me to work within the budget, avoid relegation from the Premier Division and to be competitive in the Nedbank Cup. It seemed like the board would just be happy to avoid relegation in the following 4 seasons. I finalised the deal. The coaching staff suggested a 4-2-3-1 and I would have to see if this is the system I would adopt in the first game against Chippa United on the 1st of November. We had virtually no staff with just me and the chief doctor employed by the club. My first job was to put adverts in for a coach, an assistant manager, a chief scout, a scout and a physio. I managed to get plenty of staff in before my first game with an assistant manager, a fitness coach, a coach, 2 performance analysts, a director of football and a scout joining the club. I also signed shadow striker Dalron Koza from La Masia, right winger Francisco Tabula from Tux FC, goalkeeper Enoch Mutail, also from Tux, and central midfielder Manuel Jose from Uthongathi. Despite getting these key players over the line, they would not join until the 1st of January. I also needed a striker as I had no recognised striker at the club. This would be my next buy. In our first game we faced Chippa United FC away from home. Until the new players arrive, a 4-1-4-1 is the only system I could fit my players into. We took a shock lead before Chippa equalised. We then scored again to take a 2-1 lead into the break. Chippa equalised after the break before scoring the third to make it 3-2. And it was game over as Chippa made it 4, but it was a great effort from our players. The score finished 4-2, but it was a game where our players showed lots of fight and there was surely something for me to build on. In the next game we faced the Kaiser Chiefs away from home, where the media predicted a riot from the Kaiser Chiefs strikers. And they could be right as they went 1-0 up. They then made it 2 before making it 3-0 before the break. They then made it 4 in the second half before wrapping up a convincing 5-0 win. So after a game where we were completely dominated, it dawned on me just how big the job was that I had taken on. My first home game as Blackleopards boss would come next against relegation rivals JDR Stars. It did not start well as they took the lead from the spot, before Friday equalised for us before the break. We then sent the home fans wild with the second goal of the day to wrap up a 2-1 win. The 2-1 victory gave us great hope that we could beat the drop this season, and with the players to come in January, I was very excited about what I could do with this club. I then had an offer of 20,000 accepted for striker Nico Binst from Belgian club Merelbeck. The 6'31" would join in January. He would be joined by 24-year-old midfielder Craig Solomons, who would sign from Cape Town Spurs of the South African First Division in a £13,000 deal. We faced TS Galaxy away from home in our next game, high on the back of that win against JDR Stars. But it did not start well as Galaxy opened the scoring in just the first minute. They then doubled their lead in the 59th minute, before finishing us off with a third in the 69th. It was a damaging defeat and showed just how hard it was going to be to keep Black Leopards in the division. The defeat had left us in 15th place with just 8 points with 10 games played. December was a big month with 5 games to play, and with the new signings not arriving until January, we knew that we had to keep up with the pack until they arrived. So everybody, I do hope you're enjoying this Journeyman series as much as I am making it. I'm sure there'll be plenty of twists and turns in episode 9, so please join me for that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that for me. For everyone that has subscribed, thank you very much. That's all from me today. Thank you. Goodbye.